morning, and right now Boulder police want help tracking down a man who stole thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from a store. Witnesses told police this man walked into John Atencio off Pearl Street just after noon on Monday. They say the man may have implied that he had a weapon before taking off with the jewelry. Detectives believe he had watched the store for a period of time before the robbery happened. If you recognize him or you know anything about what happened, you are asked to call Boulder police. This morning, we are learning why a medical helicopter had to land in a field near Fort Morgan on Tuesday. The pilot was actually injured after a bird strike. Thankfully, the injuries are considered minor. We also learned that the strike took out half of that windshield while the helicopter was on its way to Fort Morgan Hospital. Authorities also say the two nurses on board were not hurt.
One of the owners of the Return to Nature funeral home in Penrose, where nearly 200 decomposing bodies were found improperly stored, failed to follow the conditions of her bail. The 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office confirmed that Carrie Halford failed to appear yesterday for required sobriety monitoring. She will now have to appear in court on March 14th to show cause for her failure to appear. Carrie and her husband John face more than 200 criminal charges for the bodies that were found in the funeral home. Demolition on that building is still pending after being pushed back because of landfill access issues. Once the demo does begin, the EPA expects it's going to take 10 days depending on the weather. Crews will also need to get rid of the soil underneath the building because the place was so contaminated.
Students at the University of Colorado Springs are now pushing for increased safety on campus. This comes nearly 3 weeks after 2 people were shot and killed inside a dorm room on campus. Police say that Nicholas Jordan killed his roommate Samuel Knopp and a woman, Celia Rain Montgomery, on February 16th. Students at the school say they still feel unprotected. One of them started a petition asking for more cameras outside dorms, more secure classroom buildings, and working surveillance in all parking lots. So far, more than 600 students have signed this. School leaders have responded to the petition, pointing out the school has a full-time campus police department available around the clock, an app that provides instant access to campus safety resources, and cameras on campus, with more coming later this year. And new this morning, Colorado State University is looking to fill a nationwide shortage of veterinarians. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is live outside the state capitol this morning. Brianna, what does the university exactly plan to do with this money?
So Jordan, with this new funding, CSU says that they'll be able to do a couple things. Help with construction, a new vet facility construction at CSU, change the curriculum, and then also expand their vet class size by 20%. So if you take a look at your screen, you're probably noticing some videos and pictures. These are renderings of what the location would look like. So if passed, the new bill would provide $50 million in funding. And earlier this month, Governor Jared Polis, he announced the bipartisan bill. This is part of a funding package aimed to help the shortage in our states when it comes to both vets and nurses. CSU Vet School is ranked 2nd in the nation, but students and staff want to add a state-of-the-art equipment and update the way that they're being taught to keep up in the industry. So we actually spoke to Dr. Sue at CSU. She says that aid from the state and a new building, they'll be able to, and add a new building, they'll be able to just do just that.
The primary care center is going to be a very exciting facility where there'll be an exam room where our students can actually see the clients. They can conduct the interviews with the clients. They can do the physical exam and make up their treatment plan. And right behind the one-way window will be the clinician who's watching and listening that can give them advice when they come out of the classroom.
So this funding is going to be $50 million, like I mentioned. CSU, it says that that project will cost, the new facility will cost more than $200 million. So it's definitely helping them out. They say that groundbreaking will start in May, but students will be able to enjoy the new facility coming in 2026. So they'll just have to wait a little bit. Jordan, Corey.
All right, some exciting changes on the horizon. Brianna, thank you.
Hundreds of people in Westminster are hoping an open space that includes an off-leash area for dogs will stay the way it is. Many people came out last night to hear the plan for Westminster Hills open space. It has more than 400 acres dedicated right now to an off-leash area for dogs. The city says a recent study highlighted the problems it's causing, including E. coli in the water above EPA standards, paths that are too wide causing erosion and tumbleweeds, and not enough parking so people then park illegally. Last night, the city suggested shrinking the off-leash area or closing it altogether. Nearly half of those surveyed, 47%, want to see it untouched. People had no problem voicing concerns.
My dog is like my child. I just delight in seeing him happy off leash. So if they reduce it to on leash, it just changes the whole feeling. There's no reason to go out there anymore if we have to be on leash.
Of course they're going to be sad. Of course, it makes sense. But at the same time, we got to figure out a better balance between how do we preserve this beautiful natural place, pass it on to future generations, while still meeting the needs and the desires of our current residents.
The next step for the city of Westminster is to form a community advisement team. You can sign up to be part of that team right now. They're going to gather even more input from the community, then bring a recommendation to City Council by early July.
It is now 6:07, and this morning U.S. citizens are being told to leave Haiti as soon as possible due to the current security situation happening there. Two of the country's largest prisons were raided by armed gangs, freeing more than 4,000 inmates last weekend. Haiti's government issued a state of emergency on Sunday and has imposed nightly curfews.
A jury has found the armorer in the deadly shooting on the movie set Rust guilty of involuntary manslaughter. The jury convicted Hannah Gutierrez-Reed in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The jury found her not guilty of tampering with evidence. The shooting involving Alec Baldwin happened in October 2021 outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Prosecutors said Gutierrez-Reed brought live ammo onto the set. She faces up to 18 months in prison. Baldwin was indicted by a grand jury on a charge of involuntary manslaughter. His trial is scheduled for July. He has pleaded not guilty.
Washington seems on track to avoid a partial government shutdown tomorrow, but a second budget deadline this month could be harder. Today, the Senate is taking up a package of 6 spending bills that cleared the House yesterday. They fund the Departments of Commerce, Justice, Veterans Affairs, Interior, Transportation, and more through the end of September.
Tonight, President Biden will deliver his State of the Union address. It's his last one ahead of the 2024 presidential election. He's expected to talk about the economy, immigration, and abortion rights.
And one thing you want to know about the weather is, we have a change. Rain and snow coming our way. Is it going to wreck my weekend? No, it's not. Look at the sunshine on Saturday, 53. That's normal for this time of year. But how about your Sunday? 62 degrees with all that sunshine.
All right, Ed, thank you. Right now, as we take a look at that travel time into Commerce City, we are now slowing by about 4 minutes. Even though it's showing the green light on westbound 76, we can see that orange color just after Vasquez down toward 270. So things starting to get just a little bit busier.
The spring break travel period officially starts today. The Transportation Security Administration considers it March 7th to the 25th. The TSA says so far this year is on track to top last year's record. Spring breakers traveling through Las Vegas's Harry Reid International Airport may experience its new self-screening checkpoint lanes. Currently, the systems are only available there for TSA pre-check customers who speak English. Officials are testing their effectiveness before potentially rolling them out at other airports nationwide. As travel numbers continue rebounding since the COVID-19 pandemic, the self-screening lanes are expected to not only speed up security checks, but require fewer TSA officers to monitor them.